All right, guys, we are fresh off the holidays, and all we want to do is hide all the things.
So we designed this storage trunk with nesting ottomans.
And it's so darn cute.
It's so cute. And we've had storage trunks before. A, they didn't come with nesting ottomans. B, they weren't upholstered. And that's what we're giving you today.
So let's build it. No, let's build them.
To start out, this is a box. Whitney's gonna build one of the ottomans. I'm gonna build the trunk.
Let's see whose turns out better. Why did you give me the small one?
Because you have to build two of them.
Oh, okay. Noted.
All right, so these are built the exact same way, the trunk and the ottoman. We're gonna start with the side pieces, and we are building this entire thing out of 3/4 inch hardwood plywood.
So this is hardwood plywood, which is in the plywood section at your hardware store. These typically come in 4x8 sheets. You can get them in smaller sheets. We like to do the big ones. And then we have the hardware store rip them down for us, which is what we've done right here.
It's actually cheaper that way, especially for this project, because I actually calculated what it would cost to get some 2x4 sheets so I could take them home and rip them. And it was about 3/4 more expensive than just buying one sheet, because all you need is one sheet of 3/4 inch plywood.
And it's important that you go with hardwood plywood because, well, especially if you're going to add a stain to this is going to stain beautifully, whereas normal plywood, which is more inexpensive, but it will not take stain very well. So, important little tip.
Okay, so we are going to start with a side piece and a front piece and a side piece. We have already drilled 3/4 inch pocket holes into the ends of 2 of the side pieces.
All right, now you want to make sure on this part that your pocket holes are facing out, and it's actually different than what we usually do, but we will be covering those with trim in a different step.
So if they were facing inside, when you open the trunk, you're going to have pocket holes all on the inside of your trunk or your ottoman, but we've got some faux tin tiles that we're going to put on the front, so now we don't have to fill pocket holes or have a bunch on the inside.
Also, I was thinking that you probably wouldn't be able to reach the pocket holes on the opposite side anyway.
Good call.
They don't
Things you don't think about until you're actually in the moment.
That's typically when we think about them. Everything Ashley builds for her house, I want one for my house.
This is actually for our office.
Just kidding.
We need all the storage and all the seating in our office.
And all the snacks.
All the snacks.
All
we
the
actually have a snack drawer. So I know I've already said this, but I'm going to say it again. The trunk is built the exact same way as the ottomans. So once you build one, you really know how to build the rest of them. But make sure that you download the free plans on our website. You can get them with the link in the description box below this video.
Enter Shanty Club. What are you doing here?
I'm attaching the front of the trunk to the side of the trunk with 1 1/4 inch pocket hole screws and wood glue. And this looks really nasty right there because I did not sand it, but I don't need to because this is going to be completely hidden once the trunk's done.
All right, so I'm going to stop right here while Ashley finishes up because I have 3 sides. 2 sides with pocket holes, and then one of the sides without pocket holes. And we are going to attach the bottom next.
All right, in this bottom, we have already drilled 3/4 inch pocket holes all the way around the sides. And those are going to face down so you don't see them.
Yeah.
All right, so now I am attaching the bottom to the sides and the front of the trunk. This is the last screw on the bottom. So now I have my bottom, my sides, my front, and I'm going to put the back on.
Awesome, and I think you should hold up my ottoman part that I did too.
Whitney's been working too, even though you couldn't see her. So here's the ottoman, same exact thing. We've got sides, we've got the other side, and we've got the bottom. She's going to add one more side.
All right, let's move on. All right, so now we are going to be adding the last piece, which is a side without pocket holes. So you just want to lay it. I think Ash is probably going to do hers on the side because hers is taller than mine, but mine's easier. I got the easier job for once.
When we decided to build this on top of the table, we weren't really thinking about how short we are.
No, what I needed to do was design a workbench for people under 5 feet tall.
Right.
So I really could see something like this in any room of your house.
Oh, for sure.
They're gonna be so cute.
My daughter actually saw me working on it when I was designing it, and she said that she wants one in her room for her toys, and she loved that she could sit on the ottoman and keep her toys in it. She was like, make me one of those.
All right, what are we doing?
All right, I am finishing up the screws on this back piece of the trunk. It actually could be the front or the back at this point.
It's all about perspective, right?
It really is. Is the glass half full? Is this the front or the back?
It depends on which side turns out better, right?
That's right. Absolutely. All right, so here we go. We have a box and we have a bottom to the box. We also have a smaller box, which is one of the ottomans. All right, so now it's time to build the legs for the ottoman and the trunk. Okay, so we have the boxes done, and now it's time to build the legs. Our legs, which you have seen done probably in some of our other projects, are just a 1x2 and a 1x3 that form an L. We're gonna put these together with wood glue and 1 1/4 inch brad nails. So you need to make sure that you don't get ahead of yourself and attach the 1x2 to the 1x3 like this, because then you're gonna have to take it apart. It won't work like that. You won't be able to have legs.
We are speaking from experience, people. So I found the easiest way to do this is to line it up and then get close to the edge of your table so that you can put your nailer lower and then shoot a nail in.
All right, applying wood glue to my 1x2, laying the 1x3 on top of it, nailing. All right, 4 L's. Okay, you've got your 4 done?
I've got my 4 done.
I've got my 4 done. Now we're gonna put them on the box corners. Our wide one, the solid 1x3 is going to be on the longest side of the box.
All right. And do we want it flush with the top or flush with the bottom?
It's gonna be flush with the top, so we're going to kind of build it upside down.
Awesome. All right, so let's flip the box over. So you want your pocket hole bottom facing up, and just add wood glue down 1 or 2 corners. Remember Ash said we want our longer side, so our 1x3 facing the longer side of the ottoman, and it will have just about an inch. Is that an inch?
Yeah, I think it's an inch. It's an inch or 3/4. I can't remember what I did.
An inch overhang. And we are attaching it with the nailer.
Also, we get a lot of messages about what glue bottles we use. We will link this in the description box below. It is such an awesome tool to have handy in your shop. I'm adding wood glue on my leg.
I love glue on my legs.
Me too. Okay, we're gonna put it flush on the top. This is the bottom, remember? And we're following up with 1 1/4 brad nails. And you can fill these brad nail holes once you finish.
See, these would be so fun done like in a fun print to match your kids' rooms.
Yes.
Like a little reading area or something where they could put their toys.
We are going to use these in our office, so I found a fabric that matched our office chairs almost exact. Yeah, I found the fabric at Hobby Lobby, and it was actually really inexpensive. I don't think it's velvet, but it feels like velvet and it looks like velvet. It's more like a fleece. Yeah, velvet. Velvet. It's almost like a fleece, but it looks like a velvet like our chairs, so. Okay, so all of our legs are done. Now it's time to add the trim, and we're gonna do trim pieces on the bottom just because this plywood edge is a little bit splintery and it'll give it a nice clean look. So we're gonna run 1x2 pieces along the bottom. We have to measure for those because you never know exactly what the measurement's gonna be on that. And they're gonna go on the front and the sides and the back. So I'm gonna add a line of wood glue to the ugly side of this 1x2. I'm going to flush it against the edge of that plywood. Tight fit. All right, and I'm securing it with 1 1/4 inch brad nails. If you don't have brad nails, you can totally use hammer and nails. All right. And
I'm here too, just so y'all know. I am working. Mine is looking pretty darn good on this side. so look how cute these are with the trim. Mine's a little bit easier to stand up than Ashley's. And to give you an idea of what she's thinking on this, you want to place the ottoman in the box? How fun is that? So you'll be able to fit 2 of these side by side as soon as I build the second one.
And it's gonna have a lid, and the lid will open, and then you can pull out the ottoman.
Perfect.
So fun.
So what's next?
So let's move this out of the way, and we're gonna build the top, which is already built. We just have to wrap it in upholstery.
Okay, let's do that. All right, it is the fun part. We are about to do a little upholstery, and this might be unfamiliar for some of you, but it is super easy to do, so we're gonna quickly walk you through how we do it.
Step 1, you don't need to know how to sew. All you need is a glue gun, a hot glue gun, and a stapler. That's it.
And we are gonna be using some 2-inch foam and also some 1/2-inch batting. Ashley found all of this at the craft store. She'll link to it in our post with the free plans. And step 1 is gonna be to give a little hot glue to the wood.
So this is 1/2-inch plywood. It is the cheap plywood that you get that you don't want to stain, but we're not going to see this. It's the base of our lids, so you can buy the cheap stuff.
Now we're just hot gluing this to keep it in place so we can flip it around and work on the next part. All right, so we cut the foam to size with scissors, and we have now attached it to our wood board with a little bit of hot glue.
All right, now it's time for the batting. The batting's gonna come in a roll. I think you can buy a roll of like 10 feet, and that is plenty to cover these lids.
So we're gonna lay the batting down, and we're gonna put our wood piece right side up on top of it, and you wanna cut enough to where you're gonna be able to wrap the excess over. So just several inches on each side.
All right, so now we are going to wrap it, and we're wrapping one side, and then we'll follow with the opposite side, and you just don't want to wrap too tight.
Right, this part is really just to give everything a nice smooth edge, and also when we go to tighten up the fabric, it's gonna keep us from having sharp edges and wrinkles.
And you can hot glue on this part. You don't have to staple it yet. So Whitney, why do we use batting?
Well, I just told them that, like right before this.
Just kidding.
If y'all didn't hear me, just click rewind and watch that part again.
I don't listen to her when she talks, clearly. Now we're gonna switch it to the other side. And we're not gonna do the corners yet. We're gonna do the sides first and leave these ears.
Is that what they're called?
Ears. All of the professional upholsterers are probably dying right now.
Uh-huh. We're like, thanks for sharing this knowledge with us.
All right, flip it to the other side before we tuck the ears. Whew, that one was a little snug. All right, now it's time for the corners. And on the corners, I'm gonna show the Shany Cam this really quick. Just kind of flatten it like that and hot glue.
Boom.
Easy enough.
And guys, if you have a stapler, you can also work with the stapler on this part. You don't have to do hot glue for the whole thing. So especially if you have some thick corners, you can definitely go in with a stapler and pop those in.
All right, so we have the batting wrapped all the way around. Now it's time for the fabric. And here's your fabric. We're gonna have to cut that down.
Well, thanks.
All right, so we have the fabric. We found this fabric at Hobby Lobby. It matches the chairs in our office, so that's why we got it. But you can use any fabric.
So what we're doing here, guys, is basically the same thing. We're gonna staple opposite sides first, then we'll do the other opposite sides, and then we'll do our corners. You want your fabric the good side facing down, and then we're gonna wrap it around the back. So I have made a straight line across one side, and you just wanna be sure as you're working to pull, you just wanna pull as many wrinkles out as you possibly can, but not pull too tightly. We're just trying to get this nice and straight to begin with.
And you want to get your staples close to each other so that it doesn't pucker in certain spots.
Yes.
All right, so I am doing the opposite side, and we're going to do the same thing, pulling the fabric flat as you go. And final step is the corners. We're smoothing the corners out and attaching them with staples. Upholstery done. Whoop, whoop. So pretty.
Lids are done, so let's talk about customization here.
There's so many different things that you can do to make this piece your own. Whitney and I have decided that we're gonna put faux tin on the panels,
But think about all the different things you could do, guys. You could add paint right here, keep it like it is, stain, any fabric on top. I think they'd be cute in any room of the house.
And we've added some pretty gold hardware hinges on the back so that the lids can flip open, and we're also adding a little closure piece to keep them shut. All right, that's it, guys. We hope you enjoyed our DIY storage trunk
With nesting ottomans. Y'all be sure to subscribe. You don't want to miss another video. Also be sure to check out our website, shantytochic.com, because we're going to keep you pretty busy, guys. We are.
We got some junk in our trunk too today.
Shani out. So we are fresh off the holidays, and all we want to do is hide all the things.
All the things. So we
Pause for y'all. Apparently you have to make the drill go forward for the screw to go in.
It's one of those drills.
This is odd.
All right, I pulled one out. Okay, you ready?
Stay there.